Hi guys, welcome back to the True Colors podcast. If you are a new viewer, thank you for coming in. If you are a repeated viewer, I love you, and nobody's told you today I love you. Today I want to talk about like sibling dynamics and how it can affect you in life, and so let's get into it. I have one sibling, and for so long I felt like very like hyper independent, and usually with siblings, one will be more independent and one will be more dependent, and also one will be such a people pleaser and like very empathetic and all that and have a lot of feelings, and one will end up having not really many feelings, kind of have some narcissistic tendencies and stuff like that. So let's get into it and talk about like how that can affect you in life and how it can like cause issues and whatnot. Because for so long I felt so independent and like hyper independent in my life, and I feel like I was not really forced to be alone and like do everything on my own, but I feel like I kind of like was pushed into that area of my life to be very independent and just very like taking care of myself. Because when you have a family member that is like more needing of validation and help and just needs more attention than the regular person, it's like you automatically kind of become independent and take care of yourself. I feel like nobody talks about this, and nobody talks about sibling dynamics or how it can affect you in life, so I want to talk about it and like kind of make it like known that it's normal, and it's like not like you're not crazy, and and you're very strong if you're the type of person that is independent and like can take care of yourself. And sometimes we aren't as strong as people think we are. And I love to act like I have it all together and that like I'm constantly like super independent and like take care of myself. I act like everything's constantly fine because I never wanted to put my parents through more stress than they were already going through. I constantly like wanted to make them feel better about things and be like the support that they needed. Sometimes I needed support and I felt truly bad even like asking for support because they were already going through so much, and that makes you super independent and like hyper focused on just taking care of yourself and not asking for help and making sure that like everybody else around you is okay. And nobody's really to blame for that, you know, like stuff happens, and there's definitely like therapy and all this other stuff that you can get help from. And I didn't start going to therapy till I was older. And now that I am going, I feel so much better with my life and like better about like my feelings, and my feelings feel so valid now. And it's really great. And I would definitely recommend therapy to everybody in the world. But I guess it got to the point where I was so sick of just feeling like everything was on my back and that like everything was always fine and that like I was okay when really I wasn't. And that's like the first step that you have to come to terms with, is that like you need help too, and you can't be the strong one, independent one for everybody all the time. It's gonna make you like, it's gonna drag you down in the end, whether you believe that or not. Like, and after going to therapy and like talking to my therapist more about it, it's like now I realize how big of a role I played in just being independent for myself and not like even allowing others to come help me even when I needed it. And I do have avoidant personality disorder, so I feel like everything is constantly on my back, and when people do try to help me, it's like I kind of push them away. But now that I've realized that, it's like once you realize it and you get diagnosed, that's the first step. And then you can start doing things in order to make your life better, in order to understand yourself more, and just figure out like how to like live in this world of like everybody has some type of like mental disorder. And once you realize that and like come to terms with that and pinpoint it, it makes your life so much easier, because you can figure out like why you tick and why you are the way you are, and things that you can do to make your life better and how to make yourself better and not really affect anybody else around you because of what you're going through internally. And now that I've mostly like pinpointed everything that I deal with, it makes it so much easier for the people around me, for myself, and just realizing why I am the way I am. And you know, when like somebody around you is struggling, you want to do whatever you can to help them, and that's of course a given. It's nobody's fault that you were raised to be independent. It's nobody is to blame, and I would never ever blame my parents for the way that they took care of me and my sibling growing up, and the way that they showed their love and how they tried to help, because like I would probably do the same thing, you know. And if you're like pointing fingers and blaming anybody for like how you feel and how you were raised, it's like stuff happens, and sometimes people need more attention than others, but it's like you can't really forget about somebody else or act like they're fine. But at the same time, it's like I always acted like I was fine, and I always never accepted the help that I needed. So it's like that's on me at the end of the day. When you need help, you need to be willing to accept it. You need to show people that you need the help, and yeah, otherwise people are going to go about the world thinking like you're always okay. But it's like you need to be accepting of help and be able to ask for it when you need it. And when you have somebody in your life that constantly needs more attention than you, it's like, and you see your parents constantly stressed out, it's like to even go and ask for help is like so intimidating, you know, because they're already going through so much. So it's like the fact that you have to open yourself up and have to ask for help is, you're so strong to be able to do that. And I feel like the world needs to know that like when you're down that you do need help, and the right people will be there for you. And don't ever be afraid to ask for help, to ask for opinions, to ask for anything. And definitely therapy has been just a such huge game changer in my life, because some people can't give you the help that you really need, and they're not qualified to give you the help that you need. Therapists are literally, they go to school and they are trained to help you with whatever way you need emotionally and mentally. And so I feel like people forget that, you know, and they forget that there's people out there that are literally trained professionals to be able to help you with whatever you're throwing at them, and whatever mental instability you deal with, and whatever you just deal with emotionally. And after I realized that truly just changed my life. Like, I've watched positive podcasts my whole life. I journaled. I've done the inner work, and I thought I did the inner work, but that wasn't true until I actually went to therapy and started digging into like my deeper self and my emotions and everything with somebody that's trained to help me. And people think that like, oh, like manifest, be positive, journal, do all this stuff. Like, no, that is not enough. You need to talk to somebody about your feelings that can come back with opinions and the help that you actually need, that people that are trained to do that. And don't ever be afraid to ask for help or to reach out for help. Like, I know there's some people that don't even have parents to help them, you know, and that's so heartbreaking. And I'm just like very grateful to have who I have in my life, no matter what. And at the end of the day, my parents are so loving and good people, and yeah, I'm just so grateful for them and everything. But I feel like not enough people talk about like having to be so independent when there's other people in your life that need more attention than you just naturally, and that's okay. But don't be afraid to reach out for help when you need it. That's what I have to say for today. And don't ever be afraid to show your emotions. You're not weak. You're not weak at all. And when you're raised to be strong and raised to be independent, it's like people are so scared to show signs of weakness. And I think that's, being weak is just so beautiful. And being weak shows that you have emotions. And I love emotions, and I love people that have them. And it's like, you're not weak at all. Like, you are such a strong person, and you're probably so much stronger than you think. And people view you, when you show signs of weakness, people will be more attracted to you and be more vulnerable with you as well. So you'll be able to bounce back off each other and share your emotions with each other, which is beautiful as well. So yeah, have an amazing day, you guys. I'm gonna go on a run. I love you guys so much. If nobody's told you today, I love you. And yeah, don't be afraid to be weak sometimes. Everybody's weak at some point, and that's okay. And it's okay to reach out for help. Love you.